The only way you become a champion is by acting like a champion. Acting like a champion means if everybody else trains 2 times a day, you're going to train 3 times. Because if you train 2 times as everybody, there's no way, nothing shows you that you're going to defeat them, because you train just as much as they do. In order to defeat someone passionate, you must be more passionate than they are. So you need to put in more work, more time, more seriousness in your work.
Hello, this is Marco Rock.
Welcome to Marco Rock TV. I'm Marco Rock, your host for Inside a Great Mind, where we interview entrepreneurs, game changer, achievers for the purpose to inspire and inform you. Today we're so thrilled to have on the show Mr. Zack Mwekassa. Mr. Zack, how are you?
Very good, Mr. Marco.
Thank you to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here.
Who is Zack Mwekassa?
Zack Mwekassa is a fighter. He's a man that's learned throughout the difficulties of life how to sustain himself, how to build himself, and maintain himself to the next level.
So you are pretty successful in your own term. A lot of people follow you. What is your daily routine that leads you to success?
My daily routine is very repetitive. That's why it's called routine. I wake up very early in the morning. I do my prayers, which is very important to me, very good part of my life. I wake up and go train early in the morning, very early before people wake up. I come back home. I do lecturing. I learn new things. I read every single day. Something inspiring, something thoughtful, something that will help me develop a new skill. And I get busy with work. I have a lot of work, emails, responding to things, and jump into the bright day and work very hard throughout the day. Afternoon, training again. Later on, learning again, reading again, and winding down.
So pretty much like, that's your routine. Like every morning you have to read, you have to exercise, and then you repeat the same thing in the afternoon.
Absolutely, absolutely. I believe life is about what you do every single day. There's no magical formula to that. You only become who you truly are within yourself. It's not what you reflect. What you reflect on the outside is just a reflection of your daily routine, of things you do every single day. If every single day you do something specific, you can only become an expert on whatever you do every day. So if it's about swimming, for instance, you become a great swimmer by swimming every single day, as much time as possible. If it's about driving, you drive every single day in a certain way in order to become the champion driver. So you can only become an expert and a champion on things you repeatedly do every single day.
So who inspires you?
Many people inspire me. Firstly, my father, great man. Just really wish I was 25% of what he is. He really inspired me. He bought a lot of books for us to read. We read a lot, and I never really understood the purpose of the books at the time. I was very young. But after I grew up, I understood that he wanted to plant a seed in everybody. There were books in every direction. The books in biology, in geography, books in history, books in psychology, and so many things. So whatever you looked for, whatever was your point of interest, you would find a book appropriate for that. And that's really built a good foundation. When you grow up, you appreciate reading if you started reading as a younger man. So my father was the main source of inspiration. I have a different mentor. I don't think I'll be able to name everybody, but many people have inspired me throughout my career. But I'd like to mention my father to honor him.
What do you think separates achievers from non-achievers? What are the characteristics for people who want to reach their goals, make an impact versus people who don't? failure, or who can't, I should say?
I think it's all lies in discipline. Discipline is everything. Everybody knows what they want to do in life, but not everybody applies what they need to apply
That's a great statement.
to get to where they need to be in life. If you ask everybody on the road, in the street, they will tell you as an expert on how they need to act in order to achieve what they need to achieve. Most people know perfectly what they want to do. They know they want a business, they know they want an activity, they know they want to build something new. They also know how they need to go about it, but they just don't apply themselves. Most people want to read books every day. How many people wake up in the morning and open a book actually? Not many. Most people know they need to eat healthy in order to lose weight, in order to be strong, in order to be in good health. How many people do that? In fact, not many people. It's very easy to imagine, to paint a picture of a perfect life, perfect train of life, perfect way of getting to your goals. But the discipline to apply yourself every single day and stay there as long as it requires is the problem. A bodybuilder needs to train, to break muscles in order to build muscles. What happens with the muscles is when you break muscles throughout exercises, your body nourishes them with protein. When the protein gets into the muscle gets bigger. That's how you get bigger and stronger. So you need to get to broken down to build yourself up. The problem is many people want to be bodybuilders. They want to have a good body, but they don't want to break the muscles in order to have the great body.
They don't want the pain.
They don't want the pain. They don't want the process. They want the goal, the objective, the final stance. They want the results without the work. It doesn't work that way. The only way you become a champion is by acting like a champion. Acting like a champion means if everybody else trains 2 times a day, you're going to train 3 times. Because if you train 2 times as everybody, there's no way, nothing shows you that you're going to defeat them, because you train just as much as they do. In order to defeat someone passionate, you must be more passionate than they are. So you need to put in more work, more time, more seriousness in your work. The discipline is the answer.
So I want to talk about failure. So how can somebody move forward after he or she has failed on something, for instance?
Failure is inevitable in human life. All great have failed. You have to fail in order to progress. You have to fail in order to learn. Sometimes a child needs to get slightly burned in order to be afraid of fire. Because sometimes you tell them that's fire, be careful. They don't want to listen to you. Maybe when they come close, not too close, just close enough to feel the discomfort, they might change the way. Failure is necessary. Failure is as important as victory. You learn much more throughout failure than you learn through victories. And failure has made me who I am today. Failure has made most of the people that I respect who they are, because you learn how to build yourself up in a new way. An engineer cannot be a great engineer if he's never made mistakes. A great engineer is the person who's failed a project before and learn how to not get into the same mistakes. A good pilot is a person that has experienced difficulties in the air. That's a good pilot. That's why they talk about hours of flying. You need to go through adversity and difficulties in order to be an extraordinary person. If you live a life without failure, you will be an ordinary person who does not know the other side of life. You need to see darkness in order to appreciate light. You need to know anger in order to appreciate bread, or else you don't know the value of bread. Most people get to the highest level of life, make a lot of revenue, a lot of money, and lose it all because they've never known the other side. Once you've lacked money before and you happen to gain it, you know how to keep it. That's true. If you've never lost money, you don't know how to appreciate it. So failure is necessary in order to progress. How do you get back from failure? Get up from failure. You keep your eyes stuck on your goals. You do not deter yourself from what you said you were going to do. Whether it's rain, whether it snows, whether things are bad or good, you must stay faithful to your ideas. That takes us back to discipline.
The difference between normal people and
Extraordinary people is discipline on something. You can only be an extraordinary person on something when you do it sustainfully every single day. That's the only magical point.
What does Zack want to be known for?
Life is very short. At the end of the day, we're all going to die at some point. A human being comes to earth, is born, he grows up, then he dies. Doesn't really matter what you do in between. We're all going to get to that level, to that point of death, of extinction. What's important is how you remember it, how the world sees you, how the world think about you when they mention your name, when your name is mentioned within the public. And I am just a normal African person that has gone through difficulties, hardships, and has found a way
to work to stand up.
And I want to be remembered as a person that inspires nations, inspired young people, inspired grown-ups, inspired women, men, strong people, politicians, in different ways. We may be very different in our occupation, in our jobs, but we're very similar with backgrounds, with difficulties, adversities we all go through. I want to be
remembered throughout my personal experience, which I
believe is very complex. I've gone throughout a lot of difficulties in my life to bring myself up, from volcanic eruptions in the Congo to wars and all that. I've been through all that to become a person that's respected, well-known, a household in different areas of life, a world champion, an engineer, an entrepreneur. It's a tremendous achievement. And I want people to remember me as a person that has inspired a lot of people.
People who've come from poverty,
from difficulties, from different backgrounds, to stand up and fight for themselves.
If you have the power to make one positive change in the world, what would that be?
Love. I think we need more love. As much as we need money, I think we need more love than money. Because money with no love doesn't make any sense at all. We need to learn to appreciate where we are in life, appreciate good health, appreciate family. The change I will bring is love, so we can accept one another.
What will be your last word to my audience?
The last word is I'm very happy, I'm very glad to be part of this. I hope this inspires somebody somewhere. It doesn't matter where you're from. We're all human beings going through the same kind of difficulties, same kind of challenges. The challenges of life will face every single human person as long as you live and walk within this earth. Be happy. That's all that matters.
Thank you so much, Zack.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.